Good morning, dear students. Today we have with new chapter, that is linear programming. It is chapter number 12 from your NCERT textbook, class 12 mathematics, part 2. So we are starting today. We are starting this linear programming chapter. This is also a very easy chapter, and out of this chapter you will get straight away 5 marks. So we'll go through some theory portions, and after that we will solve questions in that also. So basically, linear programming. So what exactly the linear programming is? So linear programming is that is also known as LP, is an optimization technique. It is an optimization technique in which a linear function is optimized, said to be minimized or maximized, subject to certain restrictions which are in the form of linear inequalities. So you have been given in the question linear inequalities or equations, and in that you will have certain restrictions also, and that is known as linear programming. So the thing is, why you need to that linear programming, we'll see more in the point number 2. Linear programming problem, that is also known as LPP, is a problem that is concerned with finding the optimal value of a linear function subject to given constants. And what are the constants? Say the constants are said to be kind of 2x plus 3y is less than or equal to 5, or kind of you will get. So these are the nothing but the constants only. These are linear inequality, or this linear function will give you the further details. Okay, so working rule to formulate LPP. How we can formulate? Because of this chapter you will get uh, word problem only. Most of the time you will get the word problem. If you are lucky, you will get directly straight away you will get the direct questions in the form of this, but most of the time you will get the word problem only. So the formulation of an LPP, that is linear programming problem, as a mathematical model involves the following steps, and that is the step number 1. And step number 1 says identify the aim or objective function which is to be maximized or minimized. All the time we are talking about the maximization or minimization. Why? Because if you are manufacturing something, then you have to maximize your profit, and as well as you have to minimize your cost also. So by the time you will be having both the things, or you will be having the only one thing, that you are maximizing your profit, or you are cost cutting, that is minimizing, and denoted by Z. So that is as this is an example I have written over here. Likewise you will get Z equal to C1x plus C2y. So mainly objective function is denoted by Z only. So step 1, to identify the aim or objective which you have to find out. This is the value which you need to find out. Then next, step number 2, identify the decision variables and assign symbols like xy or x1 x2 to them. And what are the decision variables? So decision variable will solve question, and we'll come to know that also, what are the decision variables. Then we'll move to the next step, that is Step number 3, yeah, here only, here it is. Step number 3, identify all the restrictions or constants in the problem and express them as linear inequalities or equations in terms of variables. So first of all, we need to identify the restrictions or constraints. What is the restrictions given in the question or in problem, and we have to express them in a linear inequality or linear equations in terms of variables. And step number 4 says express the hidden conditions. You have to find out the hidden conditions, generally involves the non-negativity of variables. Most of the time, whether it is given in the question or not, you have to assume, if it is not given in the question, then you have to assume that x is equal to or greater than 0 and y is greater than or equal to 0, and these two things are known as non-negativity of the variables. This is nothing but the equation of y-axis, and this is x-axis. So uh, between that x-axis and y-axis, you can see there, yeah, objective function, the linear function, the fourth. These are the things to formulate, working rule to formulate LPP. These are the things to formulate, where it is, yeah. These are the things to formulate LPP. How to formulate LPP? So we have seen so many steps, and we'll see further that objective function. So we are talking about objective. So what exactly the objective function is? Objective function is the linear function that is denoted as z equal to ax plus by, which has to optimized. Optimized means maximized or minimized. Why maximized? If you are talking about the profit, then it has to be maximized. If we are talking about the cost, then it should be very minimized, in minimal, then only we'll have more profit over there. And if we talk about the diet problem, then definitely our diet should be regular. If we are eating more, then it has to be minimized, or if we are eating less, then it has to be maximized, or we have to include something, vitamins and proteins and all. Likewise, in diet problem also it will work, and also in transportation also it will work. Like we are putting something in cargo, and by transportation it should be so many offices, it will travel so many places. So how to place that particular courier and that reach to its destination with a minimum cost, so we have to minimize that also. And meanwhile, we'll calculate that distance also, and we can maximize our profit also over there. So this is nothing but objective function is to optimize our objective, optimize that our objective, that is maximize or minimize, is called the objective function. So, and constants. So what are the constants? We'll see that also. Constants are nothing but the restrictions or inequalities in the LPP. Restrictions or inequality. So there are one more thing, that is non-negativity of constants or non-negativity constants. These are the direct constants. It is given to you, like we have I have shown you. These are the constants or inequality restrictions. Directly you have you will get these from questions only. And the other thing, constants, non-negativity constants are nothing but the assumptions that negative values of variables are not possible. Obviously we are considering that in the solution, they are described as this one or this one. X, y both are greater than or equal to 0, or x1, x2 that is greater than or equal to 0. So we are not considering that value as a negative. That's why it is non-negativity constants. And we are solving some simple problems over here. That's why we are not considering that negative also. And in the engineering you will get that different questions also, which you will deal with negative constants or something. But in CPM you will get some more related questions. Okay, so now optimization problem, we have dealt with number 5 till now, number 5. So number 6, optimization problem. And what exactly it is? A problem with maximum or minimize, a problem which maximize or minimize a linear function subject to the given constants. So optimization problem is nothing but the problem which maximize or minimize a linear function subject to the given constants. And feasible reason, in that too optimization, if we are getting our answer, then definitely that is a optimum solution, or optimum, everything is optimum we are getting there if we are getting the answer. If we are not getting the answer, then what? So it is, so further, that's why we are defining some more things. So it is feasible reason. In that particular feasible reason, we'll define it as the common reason determined by all constants. If that is not determined, then we are not consider that as a feasible reason. We will see in the solution also how we are getting the feasible reason. And the common reason determined by all the constants of an LPP is called the feasible reason. We have studied. The feasible reason may be bounded or unbounded. And what are these? So we'll see that bounded feasible reason, if the feasible reason is enclosed within a circle, then it is called bounded feasible reason. So it is enclosed. This is a very important thing, whether that is a circle or you are getting any other geometric scene you can see there, like it is a rectangle or a square or anything can be possible, means it is enclosed figure you will get, that is bounded reason. An unbounded feasible reason, if the feasible reason is not bounded, then it is called unbounded feasible reason, definitely. And feasible solution, if we have seen that feasible reason and if we get the solution over there, then only we will say that that is a feasible solution. And we will say this as the set of points within or on the boundary of the feasible reason is said to be the feasible solution. So if we say, if I'll draw one graph and say this is our line we are getting, say this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and say this is L1, this is L2, and it is defined as, for example, if I consider this one, then this hashed portion or shaded region is known as feasible region. And feasible solution you will get in this particular area only, and it is enclosed, that's why it is a bounded region. If I'll get, for example, if I get, say for example, is this is the region where I'm getting my solution, then I'll say this is unbounded region. This is bounded region. So basically it is saying that set of points within or on the boundary. So this is the boundary. I'll mark it. This is the boundary. Within that boundary or on the boundary, you'll get set of points that is said as the feasible region, or in this feasible region, that is feasible solution. The set of points in this feasible region will be known as feasible solution. And note that first one, the region other than feasible region is called infeasible region. That means other than this feasible region, the all the remaining things or remaining area will be, or region will be known as infeasible region. So, and note number 2, this is note number 2. In note number 2, any point outside the feasible region is called an infeasible solution. And this is the feasible region, we are getting feasible solution. The other than this region is infeasible region, we are having infeasible solution. This is the only thing. Infeasible solution. Optimal value. The maximum or minimum value of the objective function is called optimal value. Maximum or minimum, that objective function will explain you that whether you have to find the maximum value or minimum value, and if you are getting that maximum or minimum value, that means your answer is your optimal value. Optimal solution. Any point in the feasible region which gives the optimal value is called optimal solution. Say for example, if I consider this point is A, this point is B, this point is C, and this point is O. O, that is 0, 0. Say you are having some 0, x1, this is 0, y1, and this is x1, 0, and this is x, y. So you will be having 4 points such as 0, 0, x1, 0, xy, and 0, xy, 0, y1. So these are 4 corners, and any point in the feasible region which gives the optimal value. Say for example, our answer is this one, B. X, y, we are getting the maximum. For example, we will consider that we are getting the maximum value on this particular point, that is B. This point we are getting maximum value. So this point is known as optimal solution. Whatever you are getting, say if I put x and y, let us say z equal to ax plus by, this is the objective function, and I put the value of x and y over here, I'll get z equal to something, say some value I'll get if I solve it, and that particular point B is optimal solution, we'll get an optimal value will be, this is optimal value. So likewise we have to understand these things. Corner points, point number 9, this is corner point. So the intersection point of two boundary lines of the feasible region. So point A, B, C, and O. These are the points which is called as corner points. We have to find the intersection of, say for example, this is this is y-axis and x-axis. If we find the intersection, we'll get this O, if we are intersecting x-axis and L1, we'll get the C. If we'll intersect L1 and L2, we'll get point number B. And if we intersect L2 and y-axis, definitely we will get point A. So these are the corner points. So we also have some important theorems on LPP, and that is first one, theorem 1 is let R be the feasible reason. This R will be the feasible reason for an LPP, and let Z equal to AX plus BY be the objective function. When Z has an optimal value, maximum or minimum, this is optimal value it has, where the variables x, y are subject to constants described by linear inequalities. Definitely it is given in the question. This line is given in the question. The optimal value must occur at a corner point of the feasible reason. So optimal value, you will get the optimal value at the corner point. That is very important. So corner point A, B, C or 0, you will get your feasible solution or optimal value, or your answer you will get here only. This theorem is stating that only. Okay. So next slide we'll see. This is theorem number 2. Let R be the feasible reason. Again, the same statement we have till objective function. That is, R be the feasible reason. This is R. Say this is R. This is R, feasible reason. This is the feasible reason R for a linear programming problem, that is LPP, and Z is equal to AX plus BY, be objective function. Be objective function. Then if R is bounded, then the objective function Z has both maximum and minimum value on R. Definitely you will get the both value maximum and minimum over here in this feasible reason, and each of these occurs at a corner point of R. So again it is stating that you will get your answer on the corner points only.